All right, guys, welcome to the first ever You Betcha Radio podcast. I am Miles, the You Betcha guy. I'm super stoked because I've been wanting to do this for a while and the timing finally worked out good. I am here with a buddy of mine who clearly has a face for radio. He is the guy that does our t-shirts. So he is Ryan, the t-shirt guy. So if you have any problems with your t-shirts, don't come calling to me. You got to talk to this guy. So Ryan, introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? I am, like Miles said, Ryan, the t-shirt guy. If you do have a problem, just email info. I might direct Miles to that email. But yeah, I'm kind of behind the scenes guy. I do a lot of the back end work for Miles, the You Betcha guy, and allow him to focus a little bit more on content creation, what he's good at, so that all the little minute details can be handled elsewhere.
Yeah. And I thought it was only fitting that him and I do this podcast together. So really what his role is to kind of keep me on track because I can tend to ramble and get off topic once in a while. And so what we're going to do is we're going to read some ads and then get into the podcast. Here at You Betcha, we know that life is way too short to hold your own drink, and that's why we have the Bev Buckle. Now, the Bev Buckle is a belt buckle that is the world's first retractable drink holder, and it holds your Busch lattes like a charm. They're handmade here in the U.S., and they were also on Shark Tank, so they're the perfect gift for anyone who likes to drink lattes, but they don't want to be bothered with the fact of holding the lattes. You can find these guys at their website, bevbuckle.com, or on all their social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Bev Buckle, BEVBUCKLE. But you can also get 15% off of your order by using promo code YouBetcha with no space, YOUBETCHA, to get 15% off your order. BevBuckle.com. I also want to talk to you guys about U Motors, Motorsports, and Marine located in Fargo, North Dakota and Pelican Lake, Minnesota. They have all of the best brands: Honda, Yamaha, Ski-Doo, Can-Am, Sea-Doo, Atique boats, Super boats, Supreme boats, all the boats, and Avalon pontoons as well. They also offer things such as sales, parts, service, and storage on all power sports and marine brands. And you can check them out on Facebook, Instagram, but also on their website, umotorsinc.com. Again, that's umotorsinc.com. I don't know if we'll have like an intro or not, where it'll be like something cool or videos and stuff from all of the content that we've done or whatnot. That might come at a later date, but
I think you could mash something up.
We could maybe mash something up, and that'll probably go right here.
I would venture to say it's almost the nectar of the gods.
Back, baby, back. I want my push.
Oh my God, that's cold.
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
Wow, that was a great intro. I'm not going to brag, but I did a pretty good job on that.
Humble brag.
Yeah. So what do you got for me? I know that you had some questions to kind of get the podcast going.
Yeah, so the You Betcha podcast, this is episode number 1. Obviously, You Betcha, the brand, has been around for 8-9 months, and we're just getting around to the podcast realm of things. So, Miles, tell us a little bit about the first 8 to 9 months of You Betcha, how you started developing the brand, and is this kind of the brand that you saw from day one in which you have now, or how has it formed?
Yeah, so it's more around like 7 months, I would say. We've been posting content. It was in June that we started. And I believe you said how's it changed?
Well, how has the brand developed in the last 7 months since you?
So when we started it, I wanted it to be, it started more as a meme type of page, and less of me in front of the camera, basically, is kind of what the plan was to start. And then the videos where I was in and doing stuff were kind of hitting. And so we kind of shifted more towards just doing funny videos and content. So that's a little bit different, but I always wanted Bush Light to be a part of the page, but I didn't know it was going to be like the one standing out in front of the content that we were going to do. So that was definitely a switch up from when we started. But I was telling someone the other day that I'm not just making videos. Like I'm trying to. This is actually like a legitimate business now, and so just like in business, you got to keep adjusting and keep changing with whatever is working or not working. And that was kind of one of the adjustments, to just keep putting more Bush Light content out, because that's what the people want. Oh my God, that's cold.
No, that's great. Yeah. So the first 7 months of You Betcha, I think I say 9 months because I remember we had a conversation a couple months prior to you actually releasing content. And
I was being kind of a baby about starting the page, wasn't I?
You're like, I think the words you told me is like, I don't have enough time right now. And I said, max yourself out, devote 1 hour a day. And that's when you started sending me memes and short little 2-cent clips, kind of what you thought You Betcha was going to evolve into with that kind of content. And then you put out your first video that hit, which was the Runny Ranch video.
Oh, the Spotted Cow versus
Spotted
Bush
Cow
Light
video. And I felt like that was just off the cuff at the lake.
We did it. So what's funny about that video is we did it on a Sunday night at the lake, and I was kind of like, we were trying to head home from the lake and all that. We're like, guys, let's do it before we leave, because we've totally bush burp. We've totally put this off till now, basically. We did the video, and then I actually didn't like it that much. I just didn't think it was that great of a piece of content. I was like, it's solid, and when I get a lull in content, I'll post it. So I actually held on to that video for like 2 or 3 weeks, which now operations are like, I shoot it in one day and then I post it the same day. Yeah. But back then I was like, I don't know if this is too edgy or whatever. And I finally posted it and it blew up, and I was like,
you were holding onto a gold mine.
Yeah. I was like, oh man. But that's kind of how it goes. Some of the videos you don't think are going to hit do. Yeah. And ones you do think are going to hit end up not. So
why Spotted Cow? And I think I've wondered this since the video came out, but I've never asked you. Why not like Sam Adams or Heineken or something like that? I know Spotted Cow is a Midwest-based beer in Wisconsin, but why them?
Well, I found out about Spotted Cow a little bit from my brother-in-law is from Wisconsin, and that's actually why we had the beer in the fridge, was because he had brought it for my parents, whatever, at the cabin. And I knew that there was kind of a cult following, and anytime you have a cult following of something and you attack the cult, that's maximum triggeredness. And that whole video was only to get people triggered, basically, to try that route. And that definitely worked. And Wisconsin people take their beer very seriously, I found out, especially their Spotted Cow, their precious Spotted Cow. Yeah, so that was kind of the why. And I knew I wanted to do a craft beer, but I was like, let's do something that's for sure about the Midwest. And the fact that you can only get in Wisconsin was like a double thing, So that's kind of why the Spotted Cow got chosen for that one. And I thank God I did the Spotted Cow, because that worked. Yeah, it worked.
But I think what triggered a lot of people, you said it had the trigger factor, and I think it was the thumbnail that you put on the video of you spitting out the beer, which, if you didn't watch the full video, you weren't actually spitting it out because it was super gross. That was more of just like a, let's hype this thing up.
Yeah. And I got a lot of flack for that. But yeah, that was definitely on purpose. So,
well, looking back, it worked out for you. You've started to develop an audience over the last 7 months of thousands and thousands of people in the Midwest. How has the brand evolved from what you originally thought it was going to be to what it is now? I know you started out very meme-like, but what does your audience look like to this day?
So when I first started posting content, it was summer, and so we had a lot of lake content. So people right away actually were very confused at where the page was going, because it felt like a lake page, like a summertime lake page, but it also felt like a Busch Light page, and everyone was just like, "What's happening? I don't know what's going on. I like your lake content, but I don't like your Busch content." All this stuff, and I was like, "Guys, just relax. We're gonna stay the course here, and you'll see what I'm up to and where we're taking this once we get through some more seasons." And now I think people understand that when the season changes, the content changes a little bit too, and I like that because it can keep it fresh.
Yep.
And I would have liked to do more hunting content this fall, but for whatever reason, it just ended up not working out too good. So I'll have to plan that better next year. But yeah, it started a little bit like it felt like it was going to be a, upper Midwest lake page. And I was like, let's hold on, guys. We got this. You'll see eventually here. So that's kind of how it changed a little bit. But basically, the way it changed really though was I thought I was gonna be able to do it all.
Yeah.
Blogs, videos, this and that. And once I realized that I should just focus on the videos, then over time add in things like this podcast, add in blogging and all that, then you can kind of get doing it all. But I started with it all, kind of narrowed it back to videos, and then have now expanded obviously a little bit more. But
I think the podcast is fun too, because people get, your videos are a little more exaggerated than what you would normally be like in real life.
Yeah, I like to tell people sometimes that it's kind of like a WWE character a little bit, obviously, I think in one video I said I was going to drink 720 beers in 24 hours, which, to be honest, no one can do that. So obviously it's exaggerated for sure. But no, I like kind of like that. It's almost like an alter ego type of thing too, because then it's fun to come up with ridiculous stuff. But. Right.
Well, and they get to see you as a person too. Miles, the You Betcha guy versus just Miles.
Yeah.
You are a real person.
I am.
I think you are.
Yeah.
I have a hard time calling you Miles, the You Betcha guy, but I see it on the internet so much. It's just kind of like ingrained in my head now. It's weird. Are we even
the other
friends
day
anymore?
someone asked me what my name was, and I said I'm Miles, the You Betcha guy.
Yep. The Busch Light guy.
Well, yeah. So I was just like, oh man, I'm in a weird spot, I guess, but
yeah,
I did this to myself, I guess.
You did. And that's what you saw from the beginning, which is cool to kind of see it come to fruition now, like within the podcast and within the videos that have hit. So looking back on 2018, I know just by talking to you over the last week, we have a lot of cool things in store for 2019. We have merch releases. We have the podcast starting up. We have a lot of cool content shakeups in which we're going to be able to distribute more content. But let's take a step back and look at 2018, 14 million views, give or take a couple thousand here and there.
Yeah.
What we talked about the spotted cow video. What was your favorite video to put together, and not even the biggest one that you have had hit?
What was my favorite video to do?
Yes.
Yeah, I think my favorite one, was probably the Busch Light delivery guy where I'm standing in the robe, because I had the idea in my head, and it's one of those things where if it could either go really well or it could just be a total disaster. And then there was the added pressure of like, this distributor brought one of their big trucks to my house to help me with this, so I better nail this. But once it got going, it was good. But my favorite part about it was it was not planned that I was going to have Dean come back and open the door for me. that was going to be the end of the video.
Yeah.
And I was carrying this stuff, and I actually just I don't know why it just happened. And I looked at both of my hands, and I was like, I can't open the door. So I started yelling Dean's name, and he didn't know what was going on. And that was all improvised at the end, which I thought was pretty cool and pretty fun to do.
I think the best part of that video was, well, there's two good parts to the video that stick out. For one, it was the photo that you took.
Oh yeah, in the truck.
That was like one of your biggest hitting Instagram photos that you've had.
Yeah.
The second part was the robe. Now, how much did that robe cost you?
I don't want to talk about that.
And do you still have it?
I found out that robes cost a lot more than I was necessarily willing to pay.
And it's kind of like the You Betty bottle opener. You just gotta bite the bullet.
Cost of doing business.
Cost of doing business. That's what it is, man.
But I do still have the robe because I might bring it back for a future video. Plus, I really liked the robe. So
it's like one of those hotel robes that you wish you could keep, but like you would never wear a robe at home. So why would you take it?
Yeah. But then I found out that I would wear a robe at home. So you might catch me on a Saturday morning watching cartoons, drinking a bush latte in my robe.
You might catch us on episode 2 with Miles wearing the robe.
I should wear it next episode. And you never know if I'm actually wearing clothes underneath that robe or not. So
yeah, we'll keep that one between you and
me and the robe.
Yeah. No, I think 2018 was obviously it's the conception of You Betcha. It's going to be a year that you look back to a lot. The success in the videos and just the content in general, but the content in 2018 has now led to more opportunities in 2019. So like bring us through what kind of plans that You Betcha has for content in 2019 and not just the You Betcha original or like the DIY project.
Right. So for 2019, I have the big idea in my head of what it looks like. And I'm sure it'll change by like next week. That's kind of how it goes.
The ping pong balls.
Yeah. Ping pong balls in my head bouncing around all the time. But there's things, obviously we want to take this podcast and blow it up. We want to, I would actually even like to eventually add another podcast too, that are very like niche specific so that it's, people who want to listen to a sports podcast, we have one for you. People who want to listen to a pop culture podcast, we have that for you. So that's something that this is going to kind of just turn into like what are some of the goals I want to check off for 2019 or what?
Mass distribution.
Yeah. So that's one of them. Another one is to start doing events. And that's like, I love meeting people who are fans of the page and I love seeing them and interacting with them. And I want to be able to put out events that like my audience would love and want to do. And so, I want to do a You Betcha Palooza type of event out on a frozen lake by a bar.
Let's go.
We actually have a meeting this week to try and line something like that up. So keep your eyes open for that, I guess, if you're a listener and want to maybe come to that. Other stuff, if everything goes right, it's not 100% sure, but if everything goes right, almost a You Betcha headquarters, so we don't have to do this in my living room anymore, where it's basically a shop/office space that becomes the You Betcha. What should I call it? I kind of want to call it the You Betcha bunker.
I'll have to sleep on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. It's got buzz.
Yeah. And basically where we would have studio space, we would have sets where we can do the different videos again, instead of just doing it in different locations in my living room.
The backdrop's nice though.
Yeah. And then, and building stuff for the office as content of DIY, basically DIY. Let's make the You Betcha office look cool. So that's something that hopefully within the next couple of weeks we can nail down and actually get done. Merchandise, I'm trying to do one drop a month. I think that's doable, and I think we're going to do that. And I think by the time this podcast comes out, we should have dropped.
I was going to say
the Nectar of the Gods t-shirt.
Do you want to call that 2.0?
Brand. Let's call it Nectar of the Gods Mountains version. Okay. I don't know.
Okay. Because first was Nectar of the Gods Barley.
Yeah, and this one's Mountains.
Yep.
So sure.
Let's do it.
Yeah. And so, you can get these. Here goes a shameless plug. You can get these on the website at ohubetcha.com, ohhubetcha.com. It is a pre-order, so don't email me and ask me why.
Wait. Don't email me.
Don't email Ryan and ask why your shirt doesn't ship 2 weeks later. It's because the way that we do it is we do a pre-order for 2 weeks. Then once the pre-order is done, we order the shirts, we print them, and we ship them out. So usually from end to end could be almost a month. And we do that because we have no idea what inventory to have, and it just makes more sense for what we're doing. Maybe someday that will change, but yeah. So that's a little bit about the shirt orders and
the nectar.
So just
mountains.
be patient if you order one. It's coming. We promise.
And this is the first 2-color
look
shirt
at
that we have done.
This is going to be a visual t-shirt for those listening on just the podcast. On top, it's got a white mountain, jagged and cold, just like the Busch Lattes. Then as you head further down the shirt, there's a nectar slanted up to the right with red shadow. Then as it gets even further down, it says "of the gods," also angled up to the right in kind of a bold font. And then it finishes with the You Betcha logo to the bottom right. So that was audio shirts right there.
Okay.
So that was the audio shirts portion of the podcast, which is a completely made up segment that we just did.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But no, I'm pumped about this shirt. We have high expectations for this one. The first 2-color.
Well, we do, but we don't want to tell them that, because then if it doesn't do well, then we look like dumb.
Well, hey, I'm the t-shirt guy. I'm optimistic all the time.
We have medium expectations for this.
Yeah.
So
we'll roll with that.
Help us exceed our expectations. You gotta set the bar low.
I got you.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you are the shirt guy. So even if it doesn't do well and I don't do a good enough job promoting it, it's still your fault, by the way.
I'm gone.
Yeah. So we'll probably have a new t-shirt guy on the podcast next.
So don't email me about something wrong with your t-shirt, because I probably won't be here anymore.
He won't have a job anymore.
Cool. So we're excited for the next t-shirt drop. Like we said, hopefully 1 per month, the 2-week pre-order, with the 2-week turnaround time to get them in your guys' hands. Again, 2018 was great. We kind of outlined some things that are happening in 2019. Out of all these things, I would say I'm most excited about the You Betcha bunker, because it kind of gives everyone.
That does sound good now you say it out loud.
It kind of gives us a hub to just like collaborate and
it gives me somewhere to go.
Yeah.
And like escape from. I'm always got You Betcha turned on, you know.
So the reason that you push out so much content is you're trying to make so much interaction so that you can actually talk to people, because you don't get to talk to people in real life because you work from home.
Yeah, I literally just sit here by myself, and so I'd be like someone in an insane asylum here by myself all day. So I have to talk to my friends on the internet.
So someone asked that on Instagram. We ran a Q&A earlier today. They aren't sure if it's been asked or talked about, but kind of like we just said, what about your personal life? What is Miles, the You Betcha guy's day job?
Well, now it's almost just the day job.
Miles, the You Betcha guy.
But didn't start that way. Me and another guy owned a marketing company in our town, and all we did all day, every day was either create the content for these businesses to help them market their business, or we were posting for them and running ads. So, I mean, we put out a lot of videos. I mean, in 1 month, no, obviously these videos are like 30 to a minute to 2 minutes long, kind of like what we're doing with You Betcha. But then I mean, at one point we were making, 30, 35 videos in 1 month for various clients, just me and this other guy. And so, me putting out 3 videos a week for You Betcha is not any different than what I was doing. Right. So, that's what we did. I did that for a couple of years and then had the idea for this. And, now I'm in a spot where I can mostly just do this and focus on this. And so that's kind of, in terms of like a job and all of that. Oh, if we go back even further, I worked concrete for 8 summers. Now, you talk about learning some stuff
about yourself.
That and just about everything. You learn a lot of stuff when you're trotting around in the mud, pouring concrete. It was, so we did all basements and stuff.
Yep.
We always made fun of the guys doing the flat work because they had it easy because they were just walking around in sand. And, and they weren't in a hole, so there was a little breeze in the summer. And so, yeah, you find out a lot about yourself and a little bit of like life of like, I got to figure something out so I don't have to do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But, the guys who do it for a job every day, like I have so much respect for those
Like your
guys.
dad.
Yeah, my dad and just anyone in that type of manual labor job. Like I got massive respect for them because that's hard as hell.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so other stuff about my personal life. I played college football. I wasn't like that great. I just I started positions. I bounced around positions a little bit. But I wasn't lighting up the stat sheet or anything like that. So I kind of.
I was going to ask you before concrete, what did you do?
Well, that's all I did.
But okay, so what degree did you graduate with? Let
but
the people know what they want to hear.
I was an exercise scientist.
Let's go.
A lot of human performance lab stuff. I was a personal trainer for like a year, but
this specimen of a man was a personal trainer at one point. You can email Miles at oubetcha.com.
You can email me and say
customized meal plans.
Miles at oubetchapersonaltraining.com. I am going to start an Instagram page and post pictures of me in the gym with my shirt off. And then you can buy like you said, my diet plan, and I'll send you an ebook, like all of the fitness gurus fitness gurus.
Yeah, your health and wellness coaches
on the internet. I like to give Ryan a little flack because he's kind of a fitness guy. He's into CBDs, and I think those are the ones.
The CBD oils,
yeah, CBD oils and protein shakes and Bang Energy.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You have a soft spot for Busch Light. I also really like Busch Light on the weekends.
Well, you have to, otherwise you'd be fired.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. Right? I wouldn't have my own email address. I dabble a little bit in the fitness space, but I think I get a lot of my, not credentials, but like my knowledge from Miles being an exercise science major. He's taught me a lot over the years. No, he hasn't at all.
Absolutely not. I never thought about that anymore.
But no, that's an interesting piece of you, just Miles as a person that people don't know. Like I said, this physical specimen as a personal trainer.
You're riding that pretty hard here. All right. That could be a lot worse.
No, I like it. So no, from
I don't
Miles,
know if people wouldn't want this super cut Busch Latte guy. I think I need to kind of play the part a little too.
I think you're playing the part well. But from Miles, the personal trainer guy, to Miles, the concrete guy, to Miles, the You Betcha guy, it's been quite the journey.
Yeah, and I think kind of everyone goes through stuff like that, where their life changes, they do different stuff. They become a different person. The people they hang around are different, all of that. And so, yeah, just like anyone, I got my story of, being a concrete guy to being a personal trainer to going back to being a concrete guy, even though I was trying to get a degree so I didn't have to be a concrete guy.
Right.
Then find out that really the degree doesn't mean anything, to now posting content on the internet and being the You Betcha Busch Latte guy. So,
yeah, it was funny. The other day when someone asked what you do, you said you make videos for the internet. Can I go to school for that? Can I get a degree in making videos for the internet?
So, yeah. And a lot of people are asked like, oh, how do you get into making the videos? I've been making videos.
You've had a content background.
Yeah, but like when I was a kid, my parents would go on vacation. We'd take the home video camera, and we'd make like a parody Sports Center video with me and my brothers.
Yep.
Or I would just do stuff like that. I didn't do it all the time, and I was like super into sports and that. And so just kind of something I like to do randomly. We go on vacation, you bring a camera and you record it and put a mashup together at the end.
The big shoulder
camera.
No,
this was when the handy cam. Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But they had the little mini tapes.
I got you.
So they weren't like the big tapes. Yeah. They were like, you had to put it inside of another thing to put it into a VCR. Oh, bush burp. And so, yeah, so I've been dabbling in that stuff a lot. So yeah, should we do it at one more? Should we do an ad read?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's time.
It's ice fishing season here in the Midwest again, and the only thing colder than the ice below your feet is the bushel in your ice house. And what better way to consume this bushel than with the ultimate bush consumption device, the Deer Bong. The Deer Bong is an antler-shaped beer bong that holds 16 ounces of your favorite beverage. You can find them at thedeerbong.com or all their social media handles at the Deer Bong. But you can use promo code FROZEN, FROZEN, for 10% off your order at thedeerbong.com.
Okay, so now that we got to know a little bit about Miles, the You Betcha guy, part of this podcast, we kind of just wanted to get into talking about pop culture.
Yeah, what's going on in the world?
Bird Box.
So I've seen the movie. Have you seen Bird Box?
I've seen the movie, and I didn't realize how big it was going to be. I thought it was just going to be a Netflix, not flop, but just kind of one of those movies that gets lost in the mix. I'm a big Machine Gun Kelly fan. He made an appearance for like 5 minutes.
So before we get into Bird Box, what do you think about Machine Gun Kelly's beef with Eminem?
Oh, I love it.
Because Eminem is like I think they're both Midwest dudes.
Yep. MGK is from Cleveland. And Eminem is from Detroit.
Yep. What do you think?
I grew up an Eminem fan, and I've always been an Eminem fan. But for Eminem putting out a surprise album that dissed every rapper in the game, and Machine Gun Kelly being one of the only ones to come back with a diss track back to him, I'm like, let's go. Like, let's start the fire.
Well,
and that takes some balls right there.
Well, yeah. I'm a little bit of a fan of the underdog taking shots at the big dog.
Yep.
So I like that. I do like Eminem. I don't listen to MGK that much. He's got some decent songs. I just am not like, I'd rather listen to Eminem song than I would Machine Gun Kelly. But yeah, I was a little bit of a fan of like David throwing a big rock at Goliath, you know, like it was just like wild. And then I saw an interview with Eminem, and he was like, man, what do I do? Because I was like, I think that this guy's like dirt underneath my shoe.
Oh yeah.
Why do I giving him any attention? Yeah. But at the same time, like I kind of need to give attention, otherwise I look soft.
Well, and it all started with like 6 years ago, MGK tweeted about Haley, Eminem's daughter. And
6 years ago, and in the tweet, he said he was joking. So just like relax.
Right. So
a little bit.
Eminem takes a shot with, it was a song on his new album, like Not Like Me or something like that. Basically, the whole track was a diss on MGK. Yeah. MGK comes back with a 4.5 minute diss back to Eminem while he's eating a bowl of oatmeal.
We should do that on the cast one time. We should literally just do the whole thing.
I'll eat a bowl of oatmeal and you hold a shovel.
Yeah, and I'll just go like that. If we were podcasting and that came out, we totally should have done that.
Yeah, we would have hit on it for sure.
But okay, so that we'll go back to Bird Box now. Okay. Let's just start.
So that's the reason I watched Bird Box. I like MGK. Unfortunately,
I only watched it because everyone was talking about it. I didn't even know about it until after everyone started talking about it.
I watched it the first day it came out. MGK was plugging it on his Instagram, Facebook.
I thought he did a good job playing up the like dumb, dumb kid that
he was cussing and like he was being himself. He wasn't like he wasn't asked to be an actor who he wasn't.
Yeah,
he wasn't asked to be the Sandra Bullock of Bird Box. But
by the way, Sandra Bullock has aged very well.
Jennifer Aniston as well. Like both of those.
I don't know what they're doing. It's probably a lot of surgeries and Botox and whatever, but
personal trainers, good meal prepping. Like,
yeah, she must be on the You Betcha personal training diet plan. I think she's one of my clients.
I thought I saw an email come in from her not too long ago.
Yeah, it's Sandra Bullock at hotmail.com. No, she's aged well.
Yeah. She crushed it though.
Yeah. I love her. The other one, whatever.
The Blind Side.
She's in one with like Ryan Reynolds too. So she was the boss and she ended up like, whatever. I feel like this mic is going to fall off, Ryan. But if it does, I'm just going to keep
t-shirt
going.
Guy.
Yeah, you don't deal with mics, you just
audio.
deal with t-shirts.
Yeah.
So What did you think of the movie? Because I liked it, but I thought the ending was actually kind of weak.
I would agree. So have you ever seen the movie The Quiet Place?
No.
Okay. I'm going to give it a 1 out of 5 stars. Not worth your time.
Okay.
Just very unrealistic.
The Quiet Place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bird Box was kind of the same. Like the beginning started out really interesting as you're trying to figure out what the hell was going on. And towards the end, when you kind of started to figure out like it was just this black thing swirling in the sky that you couldn't look at and people were just committing suicide when they looked at it. I don't know. It was very unrealistic, and I'm more of like an action-packed, like real life scenario.
Like it could actually happen in real life.
Right.
You never know. It could happen, Ryan.
It could. Post-apocalyptic, I guess.
Yeah, Ryan's going to be just pressing t-shirts one day and he's going to look outside. Well,
I think we should jump on the podcast quick if something like that does happen.
Ryan doesn't print shirts in a place that has a window. It's more like a sweatshop. So
it's a sweatshop.
You actually might be safe from
seeing anything. There's no light of day.
You don't see anything. This is the first time that he's even gotten like anything to drink in days and months. No, I liked it, and it kept me interested in it the whole time. And then the ending, I kind of knew that it was going to end up like that, but like kind of wanted something else to happen too. I kind of want, like, it's really messed up, but I kind of wanted one of the kids to die. Like,
okay, so when they were about to go down the rapids,
hold on, time out. If you haven't seen it and you don't want us to spoil it, you need to shut this off right now or skip forward to a different part, because we'll probably just talk about the ending. Screw it. So spoiler alert, go ahead.
I think that was the plan when they were underneath the blanket. She was talking to both of the kids, and one of them had to look out from the blanket to see which way she had to start paddling.
But I
will
want to say that the guy who sacrificed himself for like lover.
Yep.
He went outside and he was looking around for a while until he, so like, they could have definitely peaked. She could have peaked. I'm just not buying that.
Who's going to peak?
Yeah, that part kind of pissed me off.
So, I mean, it was like, that's kind of the theme of the movie is like, okay, well, like what's going on here? Like just the thing's not out there. It's like, just look around the corner.
Well, that's what everyone thought. And then they died, Ryan.
But
I don't think you would have survived it. I think I would have been the only one.
What?
I would have had to print all the t-shirts by myself because you'd have died from this thing, because you'd have looked right away.
Now, how post-apocalyptic Bird Box? You're just sitting in your house, like all the blinds shut. You get a t-shirt order. What do you do?
I feel that. That's how dedicated we are. It's the content never stops, Ryan. Even for weird, like you can do everything inside. You don't just can't go outside.
Yeah.
So everyone's actually, I guess there was no internet or whatever.
No internet and probably no USPS guy.
Well, I'd be doing content over the radio then. Hey, it's Miles the You Betcha guy. I'm here stranded in my house trying not to look outside. But today we're going to compare. That's how it would go. But yeah, I thought it was a solid movie. But the fact the internet's great because the internet will just show how ridiculous humans can be. With the Bird Box challenge of people blindfolding themselves and just going on public.
Yeah.
But so what's bad about this is that we laugh, but there are literally people who are blind.
Yeah.
Like, there are people who can't see. Like,
right.
So they actually have to go through that. So I actually think that's kind of interesting that people actually have to go through not being able to see. And I'm like, I don't know how they do it, but the fact that people are deliberately doing that and going on public. Has anyone like been hit by a car yet? It has to have happened.
I haven't seen any reports of that. I just saw that Netflix tweeted out, please do not try the Bird Box challenge or something ridiculous like that. Yeah. So the two kids' names in the movie were boy and girl.
Yep.
Right. So they got names at the end. They also included in the tweet, like, the only thing boy and girl would want for 2019 is for nobody to get hurt doing the Bird Box challenge. So
I'm surprised that the transgender community isn't all over them just being boy and girl. But that's all we're going to say.
We might have to look that up. Yeah.
Well, that's all we're going to say. We're just going to put that out there. And if people get stirred up about it, they get stirred up about it.
Right.
It's
just
whatever.
like this gets stirred up about spotted cow.
Yep.
So let's segue into well, still the Bird Box Challenge, but if Miles, the You Betcha guy, was having to do the Bird Box Challenge, what would your challenge be?
I think I'd have to find Bush Light. I think I should actually do that for a video.
So the nectar has this aroma to it. I think
it's more
that
of
would be too easy.
It's a sixth sense. It's like a tractor beam sucks me right in, you know. So it'd probably be pretty easy for me, just like surviving it.
Yeah,
would be easy too. But
when you've made so many, I'm sure you made so many trips to Royal Liquors or Cashwise Liquor.
Yeah, so honestly,
you could make that route without even.
Yeah. And also, we're not talking enough about, they would not be able to go to the supermarket just based off of the GPS.
No.
There was so much stuff in the road.
Wasn't what they were doing was they were going in reverse, looking at the backup camera.
No, you can't look at the backup camera.
Okay.
They were
I
just
got this
misconstrued. Yeah, they literally just looked at the GPS.
Okay.
GPS isn't that accurate.
No.
So I was pretty mad about that. Oh, and then they just happened to drive up to the front door too. Right, by the way.
So that kind of plays part into like, was it a good movie? I mean, it was decent.
Did we ever find out why the people who were blind, like the people who liked getting everyone to see it, what was their deal?
Yeah, I'm not sure, because like, why didn't they commit suicide? Like, if you saw on the outside, you were supposed to like commit suicide or do something that was super messed up. Why didn't they do that? Maybe it was like some sort of demon that was possessing them. Like it chose a certain amount of people.
Yeah, they didn't give you anything about those people.
No, but it was super messed up.
If they did, I missed it heavily.
The guy who was in the house, I was pissed at that girl, the pregnant woman, for letting that guy in the house.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't just going to live in that house forever. Something bad was going to happen.
Right. But me as a viewer, I'm like, oh, I'm pissed at you. Why did you do that? Why did you let that guy in?
I wanted the old guy to make it to the end, actually.
Yeah. He meant well. He meant well.
Because he was such an ornery old dick. He was the one that was supposed to make it to the end. But whatever.
Yeah, all the main characters made it.
Yeah.
Again, spoiler alert, but we just ruined the movie for a lot of people.
All right, if you have not seen the movie, you're probably listening to this now, and welcome back to the podcast. We're now going to talk about the Chicago Bears. Now, for the Bears fan out there, tough Sunday for you. We're recording this on Sunday, so it's actually just happened. This will come out on Wednesday. Today's Wednesday.
Bears.
But I hope all you Bears fans are doing okay now. I know that you probably, if you're a Bears fan, you probably would take your blindfold off if you were in Bird Box and just let it happen after that game, because it was tough. It was tough to watch the end. Great game. If you're just a football fan, it was a phenomenal
Great
game.
Defensive game.
Nick Foles, I tell you what, that dude.
He's got ice.
Well, you think about it. I actually think that the Eagles have two starting quarterbacks on their team.
Absolutely.
And the fact that everyone keeps talking about that Nick Foles is his backup, it's so amazing that he does this. Like, well, there goes Ryan's mic just fell off. So we're going to have to fix that. But I'll keep talking while I'm doing it, because that's just what we do. So Ryan's going to go bye-bye for a sec. But I'm not, I'm going to keep this in here. And this is just part of being in the You Betcha community, is stuff goes wrong. We have to fix it. You're going the wrong way.
Oh, it stopped last time.
There we go. You buy fancy podcast equipment and then it just doesn't work like you want it to. Are you back?
All right, we're back talking about the Chicago Bears.
That was basically that. What just happened there was so ironic, because that was basically Parkey's kick at the very end. It was like, it was going good, and then it just fell off.
And you know what?
Double doinker. He literally doinked it off of the upright twice in one kick.
Yes.
You know, I wonder
4
how
times in one game, might I add.
Yeah, he's notorious for it, but to do it 2 doinks in one kick is pretty amazing. Why does he still have a job?
I feel bad for him. You go back to Blair Walsh. I'm a Vikings fan. That still lingers, man. Every time we play Seattle, every time we even sniff the playoffs, it lingers in my mind. So this whole Cody Parkey thing, he's not going to have a job after this. Like you, as a kicker, you have to have ice in your veins. You got to be able to make clutch kicks. But I feel
also
bad
feel
for him.
like our expectations for kickers are pretty high.
Oh yeah, especially being a Vikings fan now.
Sucks. But like, you think about it, like a QB could have a 4 interception game, and they're like, oh, he just had a bad game. Like, it'll be okay. If a kicker misses 4 field goals in a game, he just have a job.
Look at the Vikings kicker. He's a rookie. He was drafted in the third round.
Yeah, that sucks for him.
He gone.
Yeah. But Bears Nation, I hope you're doing okay. If you need a laugh or anything, just head to at OU Betcha on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Just get your mind off of it. But don't watch any of the old NFC North videos.
What was your projection of
I
the NFC North?
projected the Bears to win.
Can we plug that quick snippet in?
I don't know if I'm going to take the time to snip that. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'll try and find it. It'll probably go right here. If you're listening to the podcast, you're just going to hear the audio, but I'm putting a box.
You projected the Bears to win the NFC North?
Well, to win the Super Bowl.
Wow.
And it was obviously as a total joke because they like won one game and everyone else in the NFC North lost. The Vikings, the Packers, and the Bears, all the teams in the NFC North.
But that was the closest projection you could have made.
Yeah, it was. I said that the Vikings should pack it in. That Aaron Rodgers is washed up and he sucks.
Boom.
And those are the teams in the NFC North.
It's crazy looking back on that.
Yeah. So, and a lot of people are kind of mad. Not a lot. A few people were mad of like, why didn't you keep doing those? I'll bring it back next year, I think.
Yeah.
When I have more of a system set up to make videos and stuff. Every week it was just kind of, we weren't getting that many views either. And so I wanted to spend more time on doing videos that people were going to watch. I know it sounds bad, but that's just, again, part of running the business too.
Yep.
But I like doing them. We'll probably bring it back next year. But yeah, if they would have like made it to the Super Bowl or something, that'd have been wild.
Had to blast that all over.
I would have been I would have put that in the ad and like put money on it and ran it to everyone.
Yeah.
So that would have been pretty funny, but
no, it's cool. Yeah, I feel really bad for Cody Parkey. It's going to be tough to come back from that, especially when you could have pushed your team to the next level.
Have you ever seen the T-shirt that says, "Kickers are people too"? That one's
it's so hard to believe, but it is true.
People treat kickers so bad and they act like they're just like this weird special group of species that aren't humans.
Like, you play in the NFL. Yeah, man, I kick.
Yeah. Oh, well, you're not a real player or whatever. Yeah. Let's see you go out there and kick a ball 60 yards through a tiny upright in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
But
under pressure to go to the next round of the playoffs.
I should do that next fall to see how many kicks I can make. I used to kick for my high school team.
You did it all, man.
Yeah, I was.
Let's talk about it.
No, we're going to close the yearbook on that. We're not going down that road.
Oh, man. I love doing that to you.
But yeah, I mean, I used to kick extra points and kick off. So not to brag again. But yeah.
So on the topic of football, the college football playoff, 2-0. What's the Alabama quarterback's
So this was a question someone asked, right?
Yeah, but I just want to kind of
let's give them a shout out. So say their handle or their name or whatever if you have it.
What I wanted to segue into was the Alabama quarterback is bringing 450, like 400 plus family members to the game.
What? I didn't actually hear about this.
Yeah. I just saw it scrolling through Twitter. He's Hawaiian. No. I feel like they just have huge families.
So he's bringing all of Hawaii to the
game. All of the Big Island.
Yeah. No, dude, it's wild that true sophomore and a true freshman QB, correct me if I'm wrong, but are the two QBs in the game. The guy that looks like Sunshine from Remember the Titans.
Awesome.
And then the Hawaiian Tua, is this?
Tua Tagovailoa, something like that.
Yeah, we're Midwestern. We don't know that language.
Hawaii it's a beautiful place, though.
It is Hawaiian, though.
So the real question from Alex Klug 8 At Alex Klug 8.
I wonder if his favorite number is 8 or if he just chose 8 because it was available.
I don't
Alex,
know.
if you're listening to this, your question's on the podcast, and we need to know why you chose 8 because I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight about it.
Well, we'll make sure Alex puts that into the next Q&A.
Yeah, let us know.
But
follow up.
Bama or Clemson?
I got Bama because I just think that they're so good. I think that but it's awesome that 'cause Clemson's good too, obviously. But I just think that Bama has just been dominant, and I think it's always safe to bet on Bama.
Right.
I think that the Clemson QB, although he's been very good, he's young and playing a national championship game, so he's going to make some mistakes.
Yep.
Whereas last year, Tua
he went off.
But also he's now got a whole year under his belt, and they'll figure it out, and they're gonna. I think they're gonna win. I don't know. What do you think?
I like Bama too. It's just hard to root against them. Now if it was
it's easy to root against them.
But
if you're a betting man, you don't want to bet
exactly.
against them. Yeah.
I do like that quarterback from Clemson though. He transferred from a school, didn't he?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Sunshine from Remember the Titans.
Do you think he does yoga? Like the real
If I was
Sunshine?
him, I would.
He looks like he does yoga. He looks like he
gets all Conor McGregor loose in the morning.
Yeah, he wakes up and he lights some candles, does his stretches.
Dude, it works.
He has a little tiki in his room where he just prays to it and asks for good vibes, and then he goes and throws a football around. That's why I view his morning like.
That sounds like a solid morning though.
Sounds a little bit
being
like
the Clemson
my morning.
quarterback.
Sounds a little bit like my morning.
So Bama or Clemson? Bama 2, Clemson 0. I would be royally impressed if Bama kind of shit down their leg. Pardon my French.
Okay, well, hold on. Wait a minute. This is coming after the game. We're going to post this. I just realized.
Oh, because the game is tomorrow.
Yeah. So, I'm so glad that I finally guessed it right. The score. It was an awesome game. A lot of players did a lot of stuff. There was some touchdowns. There were some field goals. But I'm really glad that Bama could pull it off 31-17. Just another solid Nick Saban victory.
Yeah, you thought it was going to be like a defensive battle, but
yeah, it was kind of just in the middle.
Yeah, first half they were feeling each other out.
I can't believe that Lil Wayne did that thing during the halftime show.
Right?
Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
The fact that he just got up there and
did that. Whatever that was, I don't know what it was, but it was nuts. So yeah, like I predicted it right. I predicted 31-17 Bama victory. Yeah.
Rolling into the Under Armour All-American Bowl. They're going to get 30-some recruits.
So we just spent 2 minutes debating on who was going to win, and this is going to come out after. So that's what we get for being first-time podcasters here.
That's okay. Let's keep rolling with the Q&A because I think this is...
Yep.
We didn't want to get too controversial with things. Well, kind of a little bit the spotted cow thing, the bird box boy and girl, whatever. But I think we just had to bring this question to light.
Yep.
From
who is it?
Jay Walling 23.
Jay Walling 23.
Do you think their favorite number is 23?
Jay Walling, if you are out there, please let us know if that's your favorite number.
At Jay Walling 23. Does pineapple go on pizza?
Have you ever had pineapple on pizza?
Absolutely.
I have. Long sigh into the mic, staring off in the distance, thinking, I don't know. I don't like it. It
goes well with Canadian bacon.
Yeah, that's what I've had it with Canadian bacon, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this is great radio of me just sitting here in sounds. I've had way more controversial things asked to me and I've just answered right away, but this meaningless thing of pineapple on pizza, I'm my life is going to ride on this. I'm going to say that it goes on pizza, but it's not my favorite. I don't like it that much. What about you? You obviously like it.
I'm a big fan. Yeah. I mean, it's not something
that's because you're a fitness dude, and
I need my fruits in there. No, I just think that if it's set out on the table for me, I'm going to eat it, and I'm going to enjoy it.
If I've had about 14 Busch lattes, I'll eat anything.
Oh my gosh, it tastes phenomenal. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like ranch goes really well on pizza, but I don't believe that ranch goes on pineapple. So when you start mixing stuff like that together is when I could see the other side of the argument.
I might have to do a Ranch Wrangler with pineapple pizza.
Ooh, does Casey's
Hey, if you don't know what
pizza?
the Ranch Wrangler is, head over to OU Betcha at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and check out some of the Ranch Wrangler videos. Not only is the ranch runny, but the ranch is also super good. I don't know
what do you call it?
The viscosity.
I was going to say.
Did you even know what viscosity is, Ryan, or do you only know?
I was going to say vascularity.
Vascularity, yeah, because you're a fitness guy. I only care about is being vascular. No, viscosity, Ryan. I know that all you know about is temperatures of heat presses, what kind of cottons and polyesters are in shirts, and vinyl prints and screen prints and all that. That's all you know. So I'm going to school you up.
325 for 7 seconds.
This is hey, Ryan, there's more than just shirts and heat presses in the world.
There's viscosity
here. So viscosity is how thick something is. If something has high viscosity, Ryan, it is very thick, and it is not like probably the highest viscosity is going to be a solid object, right? Now, low viscosity is what we're looking for in ranch, Ryan. And so I know that like viscosity of a t-shirt, you probably understand that better.
Yeah. High viscosity.
Higher viscosity for sure. Yep. But yeah. So it's funny because I bet everyone thought that in their science chemistry class in high school, they were never going to use the word viscosity ever again in their life.
Yeah.
Well, turns out that's what I do for a job now is just test viscosity. So I don't know if that explains it to you, Ryan. I know that
it sheds some light on it.
Yeah.
So what's the most viscous?
What's the most
viscous ranch that
what's the most viscositized? I think is what it is.
Okay, so what's the most viscositized?
Well, low or high? What's had the lowest viscositization?
Yeah.
The lowest viscositization so far has been Chili's.
Okay. I'm a fan.
Yeah, it was Electric Ranch. Second was Kickin' Ranch at Jimmy John's, which this is not a paid ad, but Jimmy John's big fan because they sent me a bunch of stuff after that video and gave me like $100 in gift cards. So I've been eating Jimmy John's for a while now with the gift cards.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they had those are the two best. But
I think there's some low profile restaurants.
So here's my plan with the Ranch
though.
Wrangler. I want to start with the bigger chains to help gain some like followers with it of people who know those restaurants.
Yep.
And then I want to kind of get into your ma and pa type of place. I want to get into the hole in the wall diner that's got phenomenal ranch that people send me all the time.
That's what I was going to say. So in the comment section, you get so many recommendations from places I've never even heard of. But what's going to be cool is that when you visit those states in 2019, let's say,
the people are going to go.
You're going to be like, let's hit up Mama's Ranch Shop or
is that one of them? Right?
I don't know. I threw that.
By the way, if you own a restaurant called Mama's Ranch Shop, you gotta let us know so Ryan can go eat there.
I will give you my money.
Well, you should open up a restaurant called that, Mama's Ranch Shop.
Mama's Ranch Shop. But no, I think it's gonna be.
Come on down to Mama's Ranch Shop. I don't know why they've developed a southern accent.
I don't know either.
This is in the Midwest.
Because we say mom.
I tell you what, you come on down to Mama's Ranch Shop, you can get the lowest viscositized ranch in all the Midwest.
Our viscositization is next level.
Oh God, Ryan, stick to shirts, man. Just kidding.
Shirts and curls, man.
Yeah, we're getting close here to the end of the podcast.
I want to ask one more important question.
Who's this one from? Or is
this one is from Arnold_Molly with no number at the end.
So you don't, Molly, you don't have a favorite number or what? Let us know. I don't know why.
Okay, Arnold_Molly. What is the biggest life lesson you've learned from drinking Busch Light?
that you can literally make a living off of drinking Busch Light, and not from working for Busch Light, for literally drinking it on the internet and being able to that be your job. No,
That's crazy, man.
it
Like,
is
putting that into
wild
perspective.
to say that. But I mean, there's a lot of hard work that goes into it, and there's, I just like to thank my parents for being good parents. I'd like to thank my agent. I'd like to thank my manager.
I'd like to thank my t-shirt guy.
I'm not going to thank my t-shirt guy because he's constantly a pain in my ass. I'd like to thank my cleaning lady. I like to, I don't know why that turned into accepting an award, but I would say, I don't know. That's a really tough question. I've learned a lot of stuff that I shouldn't do while drinking Busch Light. I learned that you shouldn't stick your foot in a fire. I learned that you shouldn't mix Busch Light with a lot of other hard alcohols.
Well, like drink responsibly at the end of basically every alcohol ad. They're basically talking to you.
But I feel like a lot of people view that as like a challenge. Like,
right.
Oh, you want me to drink? I bet I won't drink responsibly.
Like, how unresponsibly can I drink tonight?
Yeah, I don't. The lesson that I learned is, that I already said it. I think it was
making money on the internet drinking Busch Light. Now, I wonder what it would have been like.
By the way, my parents think that is nuts. By the way. They're still like wrapping their head around the fact that I can make money off of like just posting stupid videos on the internet.
Hey, Mr. Montplaisir, what's your son doing these days?
My mom dreads that question. She's like, well, I've just been telling people that you make videos and that's about it. I'm like, okay, well, come on, Mom, support
Glad
me.
You're proud of me, Mom.
Yeah. No, that she's like kind of like, honestly, as long as you can put food on the table, I don't care about much else. So, all I have to do is tell her that I'm paying the bills and she's happy.
You're paying the bills. You're living. You're podcasting.
Yeah. So
that was a pretty good Q&A. So we took all those questions from Instagram. There is
Instagram questions were better than the Facebook questions. So I'm calling out Facebook right now. You guys got to get your question game up.
There was a Facebook question that we kind of pulled out. It basically asked about the different chapters of You Betcha. But we kind of explained that with like the extra content coming in 2019. Now when Dennis James, who
Dennis,
proud supporter of You Betcha.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you supporting You Betcha, Dennis.
Answer that question for him.
What was it again?
Like chapters of You Betcha.
Oh,
do you ever look at expanding into like having You Betcha Iowa, You Betcha Wisconsin?
Yeah. I've definitely thought about it. I think that the logistics that go into running something like that is way more than we could handle right now. But it's definitely something on my radar. I know that Barstool does that and they've had a lot of success with it. But for now it's me creating all the content, you doing some of the shirt stuff, some of the back end stuff. So it's not like we're this huge team. So I think it's something that has definitely been on our radar. It's just making sure that the person that's running the account is posting the right stuff,
right,
and not making the You Betcha name tarnished or anything like that is really a lot tougher. So
it's a logistical nightmare.
It's a logistical nightmare. Just like UPS says, it's all about logistics.
Yep.
Logistics and viscosity is what it's all about, Ryan.
The viscositization. I'm going to ride that one.
It's viscal. So,
okay, Dennis James, we appreciate the question. A proud You Betcha supporter. I think that was a good Q&A for today.
Yeah, it was solid. Feels good to finally just get the first one out of the way. You know how it's like the first time you do anything, you're like, think about it way too much. You're like, I don't know what we should say, all that. I think just to get something out and just start is really what matters. So, yeah, I feel good about it. I don't know.
Let's wrap it up.
We got to figure out how we want to sign off. And I know that, there's going to be people who are like, did he only drink one Busch Light in the whole video? Yeah, because I'm sitting here talking and I'm not focused on drinking right now, guys. Okay. So just
priorities,
yeah.
content creation.
But I'll probably have one after we're done with the show. So it'll be
Nice
okay.
little nightcap.
Oh, and I actually kind of like the fact that I didn't do the bush in this because people are going to be mad about it. They're like, he was drinking the latte, but he didn't crack the bush on air. What the heck's up with that? So I kind of
It was cold though.
Oh my, I'm like, my tongue is still like cold from it, but
It had a very low viscosity. The colder the Bush Light got.
yeah, I don't know. Yes, Bush
Dude,
Light.
I'm riding out the viscosity.
Bush Light has low viscosity, right?
Yeah.
Ooh. I
The
like
viscosity of Bush Light versus spotted cow.
Well, that's the video. I just realized that my whole page is about viscosity because it started with how thick spotted cow was.
Yep.
And now I'm doing ranch, but I like my ranch like I like my Bush Light. Low viscosity. That's the line right there. I gotta, at some point, I want to do a shirt that just says, like something about like
great viscosity.
Like something about viscosity. I need to have a shirt that says viscosity on it. Like I heart low viscosity ranch or like something so stupid. That guys, don't quote me on that. That's just a fresh idea. So
because 6 months from now, I'm going to get an email saying, hey, where's the low viscosity shirt at? Not printing them this
Don't
one.
email me about any problems of not having a low viscosity shirt. That goes to Ryan. And then Ryan has to go through a couple filters to get to me. So
yeah, I have to climb the ladder.
Yeah.
And get approval.
Yeah. So have you figured out how you want to sign off, Ryan? I haven't figured that out yet.
I'm kind of thinking like,
this is bad radio, Ryan.
what was the Bird Box sign off?
I don't know, but I'll just do it because Ryan can only think about t-shirts right now. Thank you guys for listening to the very first You Betcha Radio podcast. We had a good time. We drank a latte while we were on. Can't wait to do this once a week. And I hope that your Bush Light is cold and your ranch is low viscosity.
Is viscositized.
Low viscosity. All right. See you guys. This episode was brought to you by our friends over at the Bev Buckle, the world's first belt buckle that's also a retractable beverage holder. If you go to their website, bevbuckle.com, you can get 15% off with promo code YouBetcha with no space. And then you'll be just walking around, hanging out, drinking Bush lattes, but you don't have to hold it. Again, that's bevbuckle.com, promo code YouBetcha for 15% off.